I have to say, this is now officially my favorite comic. The reason I read comic books is to find out more about the American left identitarian agenda. And here you have a comic where all the agendas meet together. It's like somebody in Captain Planet. It's like diversity, inclusion, equity. By your powers combined, I am Captain Morales. Captain Morales, he's our hero. Gonna add to the gas prices many zeros with their power now combined. And he's fighting for the corporate side. Love it. You know, this is my favorite comic book, but unfortunately there are hateful trolls online, people that do not allow me to enjoy the things that I want. And it's being criticized for its stereotypical depiction of Marvel. Like, I'm looking at this, it's like, what on earth is stereotypical about this? This is the first time ever that I see such progress. Like, this restores my faith into the human race. Like, if only we pledge more to the corporate ideology, we can become better citizens. How is this stereotypical? Well, apparently, this is written by self-professed Mexican Jewish author Yehudi Mercado as part of the current volume, overarching answers to the question as put forth by the publisher, what if Miles Morales was based on a different Marvel hero other than Spider-Man? The latest issue, what if he was the mighty Thor? Though Marvel undoubtedly expected to receive a wave of praise. I mean, I'm praising them. I'm like, oh! I am praising them so hard that I am vibrating with the energy capable of producing soy. I'm not kidding. You put an empty plate in front of me right now and the soy appears on it. That's how excited I am about Marvel. I mean, look, according to Bounding Into Comic, their latest attempt to milk their half-black, half-Latino replacement for Spider-Man, originally conceived as part of the Ultimate Universe before being eventually transported over the 616 as part of the publisher Marvel new initiative to diversify their line, they were instead met with a wave of criticism. I gotta say, look, when left-wing people have nothing left to criticize, like, can you put yourself into their shoes a little bit? Like, you have a person, a human being, who has nothing left to do but to sit on Twitter the whole day and issue criticism. That's how they feel virtuous. They point to other people and say, look, you are not virtuous. You lack in virtues. You're a bigot. You're a bigot. We need to cancel you. We need to persecute you. And these people, that's how they feel virtuous. It's all about feeling. This is the American modern citizen. Progressive individual sitting at home all day, complaining about others. But now the problem is that other people have unbigoted themselves. So there is a drought, there is a lack of complaining to do. So what can they do? The only thing they're left to complain is about the Marvel initiative. Like, we live in such progressive times that Marvel is now next on the chopping block. They are the modern day bigots, according to the Twitterati. So the Twitterati are pointing out to this particular one. He's got style and he's got flair to boot, which his kicks you know he's in hot pursuit. Old enough to know that he don't know all, he wanted to have a ball before the fall. All his dreams rain from the clouds above, he brings the thunder, best believe it in bro. The page which drew the Brand fan's ire was one where Miles, walking through the graffiti-taggled Brooklyn, otherwise known as this universe's Asgard, takes in sights of his neighborhood while expositionally rapping for himself. Oh, of all the 5 realms, Asgard is his hood. No, you can't do that, Marvel. What are you doing? You have failed at being virtuous, Marvel. Look, this is not about relatability, Marvel. Relatability is how those bigots wrote the stories of Captain America back in the day when it was so popular it went around the world. But now, the purpose of comic books is not popularity, you greedy fucks. You don't make comic books to make money. What is wrong with you? You make comic books to push American imperialism through diversity, inclusion, and equity. That is why you make comic books. So, you do not create relatable character. You create representable characters. Like this character right here, he is not Miles Morales, the individual. He is supposed to represent an entire demographic of people. So when you say the hood, you are implying that that demographic is connected to the hood. This is why you are bigots, Marvel. You need to do better. The mouse. Haha. What is wrong with you? Why are you allowing this to happen? Look at this. Another page, as seen in this article, shows Morales summoning his hammer with the command Hammer Time. An obvious reference to the MC Hammer rap song. You can't touch this. At one point during the story, Miles traveled with his uncle Loki to Jotunheim. In this universe, a knife-covered version of Flushing Meadows wherein he confronts the realm of Deadlock and chains-wearing frost giants. Not only that, but during this fight, Miles' battle cries are embarrassing references to hip-hop lingo, with the young hero crying, "Time to spin these hits." Now that was a banger, and right, no, you can't do it. Look, the whole purpose of comic books and diversity and representation, all right, this is how other comic book corporations do things. You're just supposed to change the skin color. That's it. Okay, like you're supposed to change the skin color and still have that progressive American mindset. He needs to act like a liberal from California. You're not supposed to do anything else because Twitter gets upset. And when Twitter gets upset, Marvel apologizes. Of course they apologize. Now I looked at the controversy. It was around 20 or 30 people on Twitter that were upset. And this was enough to get the author of the comic book to apologize and say that they will do better. Because those are the people for whom these comics are being written for. It's not written for the customer. Because I have seen times when tens of thousands of customers complain. And do you know what Marvel does? It's like, oh, it's just a handful of bigots. Like, don't mind them. It's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Trolls on the internet. Yes, I was there, apparently. According to Marvel. I wasn't. But, like, apparently every time something bad happens, I'm responsible. I understand. All right. But my point is that when you have, like, 10 people complaining that are the targeted demographic, and these are usually, like, a couple of weirdos on Twitter, like white progressives, and they're complaining, all of a sudden, they apologize. So, when you have plot inconsistencies, when you have bad storytelling, when you have bad graphic design, when you have all of these things, and the fans are complaining and they're saying, what are you doing? Can you please stop? No, that's just a couple of bigots, don't mind them. But when people are saying, hey, this character is a stereotype, even though it's not, like it's obviously not. I can't believe I'm defending Marvel. But it's not a stereotype, right? Although, then they apologize, then they say they're sorry and whatever. And by the way, I thought that it's kind of funny, like the lyrics and whatnot, like it was supposed to be lighthearted and a joke. But you can't do that. Don't you know humor is dead in 2022? Like humor is serious business. You can't be funny, you can't be edgy. You need to be super serious because comics are the most serious thing ever. Let me know what you guys think, though. And I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.